Welcome to another episode of Gonzaga Nation SI. I'm your host, Dan Dickow. Each week, we try to bring a conversation with a member of one of the best, if not the best, student sections in all of college basketball. Today's conversation is with brand representative, a junior from San Diego, Adam Mazurek. Adam, thanks for joining. It's nice to, I'm sure, be back on campus nowadays, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me. It sucks that we're online for some of them, but we're getting rolling here on campus for this next semester.
Yeah, unfortunately, I know a lot of classes, as you mentioned, are online. Hopefully, enough are still in person to give that true Gonzaga experience for kids, which is why they come to school at Gonzaga and deal with the cold and the snow that we're dealing with right now. But another big reason that people get interested in Gonzaga and come to Gonzaga is to be a part of such a unique experience of the Kennel Club. Tell us a little bit about your journey and then becoming a part of the Kennel Club.
Yeah, for sure. So when I first came to visit Gonzaga, I really wasn't really considering it. I was thinking big school. I was looking at like UO, UW, thinking football, different type of stuff. Then I took a visit here, and my biggest thing was that everyone was just saying hi to each other on campus, and it just really sold it for me. I've loved it ever since I got here. I remember the first day of orientation, we went into the kennel for the first time, and the Kennel Club showed us like the new chants that we were going to learn. I was just totally bought in. It was like the coolest thing. I applied for freshman rep that year. Unfortunately, didn't get it, but reapplied my sophomore year, and I've been on the board for this is my second year now. I've loved every minute of it. It's a lot of fun. I'm a huge Gonzaga sports fan. It's become a big part of my life. I'd said I don't think I miss a lot of games of any sports, and I've just really loved it here. It sucks that we've missed a lot of time online, but the school's found a good way to keep the passion going, and I think Kennel Club's been a big part of it.
How hard was it for Kennel Club members like yourself a season ago where you couldn't watch the games in person because everything was shut down? How was that for you guys?
I mean, it was terrible. There's really no way around it, especially when we have a team like we had last year, at least in the men's basketball department, where we were undefeated the whole time. We wouldn't have seen a loss. Definitely sucks that we couldn't be a part of that. Even the women's team was doing great last year. They had all those amazing Vegas where Townie hit that awesome shot to win the tournament. Those are games that we want to be at. I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here to watch good games, and we had a ton of them, and it sucked, but we found a lot of ways to sort of come together as a school and still support them. We'd see some of the players walking through campus. Everyone would give them like a little nod or good game, like we're rooting for you, and that's just little things that we got going here. Definitely better this year to be back in the kennel and really cheering them on from the sidelines. But we made it work last year and made it definitely more appreciative of what we got this year.
As I mentioned in the intro, it's one of the best student sections in the country. I'll be honest, a few years back, I was critical at a couple different junk games where students would leave early. That has not been the case this year. What do you think that is due to?
Honestly, I think that's one of the positives of COVID. COVID definitely showed everyone that you got to really appreciate it while you have it, because it can be taken away in an instant. I mean, we went home for spring break and we didn't come back. At least for me, I didn't even come back until till like January of last year. And a lot of kids did that, and it was terrible. And you missed it. And I think kids got complacent with where we were. We were being ranked very highly all the time, and it was like, oh, we don't need to stay for this game against Tarleton State. But I think now kids are saying, let's soak up every minute I get to be in here, and I'm gonna cheer the boys on or the girls on, whoever's playing, whatever sport we're watching. I think they're gonna stay the whole time, because you just don't know if it's gonna be the last one you can watch for a while.
That's awesome perspective, and I give you guys, the Kennel Club, and then the leadership of the Kennel Club, a lot of credit because, as I mentioned, you guys have been terrific this year. And for a former player who I never played in the McCarthy Athletic Center, I played in the old gym. That was as loud a gym as I've ever been in, I've ever seen at the college or professional level. And you guys have been great this year, so keep it up. In regards to this week's matchups, we got you guys at BYU on Thursday. You guys, the tickets allotment for the Kennel Club, from my understanding, were gone almost in an instant. You guys were planning on Tent City. Unfortunately, that was nixed by the university. What goes into the decision to say, hey, we got to take a break and not do Tent City this week because that's become an impressive thing that you guys do, especially in the weather like we're having in Spokane right now.
Yeah, so unfortunately, that's not really our call to make it this year. That was made by people just higher up than us in the school, especially with the spike in COVID that we were seeing, um, and people coming back from break who are all going to be flying or traveling. There's a lot of just different places, a lot of chances for COVID to spread. The administration made the call. They just said that we're not going to do Tent City for this one. They haven't ruled off any future ones they have planned right now. They're just sort of the way our school's been doing is sort of doing it step by step and not making any decisions that don't need to be made yet, I think is the best way to describe it, at least from my perspective. So we're still hoping to do more tent cities this year. We have definitely one plan that's we as the Kennel Club, we are operating as if that is definitely going to happen. And we don't plan on changing that. Definitely sucks that we couldn't do this one for BYU because BYU is a big game. But we are definitely the campus is still definitely buzzing with anticipation for this game. We got a tweet from Caleb Lohner earlier this week that he said that everybody hates Gonzaga, and that's pretty much he must have forgot this was an away game because that's just free pickings for us. We'll see him on Thursday, and he'll definitely remember that
I
win
was
here. So
actually just looked at my phone because I was going to pull up that quote on Twitter
yeah.
that the player you just mentioned. When an opposing player makes a comment like that, how quickly does it spread through the Kennel Club, and then what do you guys do to prepare to really give that player a hard time?
Honestly, there's no real preparation needed. The kids here, the students here, we know what we're gonna do. We walk in there and I think there's a quote on the locker room that says like the student section gives us like a 7-0 lead or something like that. Um, and we take that personal. We make sure that we are the seven free points that the Zags start with in every single game. Um, I think we were going to bring it no matter what. And then when players are saying stuff coming into McCarthy, I don't really think they know what they're doing because we're allowed to start. And then if you give us some free bulletin board material, that's just a mistake in my opinion.
Well, I love it. I love what you guys are doing in the McCarthy Athletic Center this year. Fingers crossed that we can continue to have a full packed house and you guys can enjoy the experience just as you mentioned because it's shaping up to be another tremendous season for Gonzaga. So, Adam, appreciate you joining again and best of luck with not giving him too hard of a time Thursday night.
Thanks so much. Go Zags.